So whenever you see the word nations in the New Testament, it's and talking about the nations being blessed, it's dealing with the Israelites who are who have been scattered among all the nations, right, as a punishment. So just want to clarify that, okay? It's not saying every nation is blessed. Don't let a Christian dumb you down and tell you that. All right, the next verse I want to go to, because like I said, I wanted to explain the 2/3, and which is, 1/3 of the nation of Israel will be saved in those chariots in the deliverance. That's true salvation. When you get taken up in a chariot, that's literally you made it. All right, that's salvation according to the Holy Scriptures. Not like these Christians who walk around talking about they've been saved since 2002. They've been saved since 2007. No, nobody's been saved yet. Not even the prophets who are teaching on the streets. We are the hopeful elect. All right. So the next verse I'm going to bring out is Zechariah 13:8, because like I say, 1/3 of the nation of Israel who are attached to the prophets, the 144,000, which is spoken of in Revelation, those are the ones who will be saved on those chariots. 1/3 of Israel, and 2/3 of Israel is going to be destroyed in the fire, in the nuclear fire. And it's going to be rightfully so. It's because they could not leave, their fornications, their idolatry, their false religions, their Christianity, their Catholicism, their Latter-day Saints, their Jehovah's wickedness. They couldn't leave any of that because it's a heavy stumbling block on our people, on 2/3 of our own people, right? That's who's going to be destroyed. But here's the verse that speaks on that. Zechariah 13:8. And it says, well, let me start at 7. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. And I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. So that's that 2/3. It's talking about the nation of Israel here. And 2/3, like it says here, are going to be cut off and die, meaning they're going to die in the nuclear fire that's coming to Babylon, America. And the third part is going to be, refined as silver is refined and tried as gold is tried, right? So literally the fire won't affect the 1/3 or the prophets, who are the 144,000 of the elect. All right. So from there, I'm going to go to Ezekiel. And we're going to go to 30. And let me see. Or I'm sorry. Let me go back. Ezekiel 20 and verse 38. It says, and I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. All right. So that's what it's talking about. It's talking about he's going to purge out the rebels and the ones that transgress against the truth. All right. He's only saving that 1/3 of Israel. All right. So from there, And remember, judgment starts out with the house of God, which is the house of Israel, so-called blacks, so-called Native American, and so-called Hispanic people. That's where the judgment starts. That's why you're seeing it in smaller levels. Pretty soon it's going to erupt into Jacob's trouble, right? Which we are in Jacob's trouble on a low level with the so-called blacks and Hispanics, Native Americans getting, killed on the streets by the modern day Roman soldier, which would be the police force in America, right? And that's just a small, sample. Also, the kids who were being put in cages and separated from their families at the border, Issacharites, who are the so-called Mexicans, they are starting to deal with those type of troubles because Jacob's trouble is manifesting slowly, but pretty soon it's going to be full-blown manifestation, and it's going to be chaos in the Americas. In America, I should say, in the United States, more specifically. This Edomite devil, he's going to show you his horns, Israel. And it's going to overtake you, and it's going to, for a lot of you, just straight up destroy you. And you all want to stay in his false doctrines, his false churches, and the Lord is going to be happy to destroy you, all right? Even if you're an Israelite, because you be part of that 2/3 of Israel. We'll go to Ezekiel 34:16. I will seek that which was lost and bring again that which was driven away, and will bind up which was broken, and I will strengthen that which was sick, but I will destroy the fat and the strong. I will feed them with judgment. All right, so he's telling you right here that he's going to seek the ones who are lost, which the elect are almost sealed, if they're not already sealed. All right, meaning the prophets, and the prophets are the ones on the street corners bringing out this truth, waking up the nation of Israel, teaching them the actual truth instead of the lies that they've been taught in Babylon. All right, so, that's how he's seeking the lost. All right, because we were lost. We were in Catholic churches. We were in, Jehovah's Witnesses Hall. We were in, the different types of churches, man, that wood and stone that I brought out earlier. Now we've found ourselves, right? We've hearkened to the truth. We listening to the truth. We're learning this truth. It says on the second part of that verse, but I will destroy the fat and the strong. So right now, who is strong in America? We only have, I'll give you an example. We only have 5 to 9 brothers teaching this truth on the streets. But Joel Osteen, he has, thousands in his church. The Catholic Church has millions, among the Catholic, the Roman Catholic Church, and their congregation is huge, right? That's dealing with the fat and the strong. But Yahweh says, I will feed them with judgment, right? You have a small number of men pushing the truth, 144,000, prophets of Israel, who are so-called blacks, so-called Native American, and so-called Hispanic men teaching the truth. That's a small number, 144,000, in contrast to the number of people who are on the planet Earth. All right. So the next one I want to bring out is, let's see. We're going to go to Ezekiel 20, and we'll start at 32. All right. And it says, and that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all as that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone. All right, and that's when our people are going off, serving those false gods, serving Jesus Christ, serving Christianity, modern Christianity, I should say. Because the true Christians were the Israelites in the Bible, not these modern Christians, where everybody could be down. No, Yahweh is only dealing with a certain one specific nation, the nation of Israel. Verse 33, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out, I will rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. All right. So he's going to purge, the righteous. And you have to be, the only way you're righteous is if you're hearkening to the truth. If you're still in a Catholic church, if you're still in a Christian church, if you're still, rocking the Jesus Christ around your neck, you're going to be killed. You're not going to be purged out and saved and delivered. No, you're going to be part of the sacrifice. All right, the Lord is going to have to sanctify you. And the word sanctify goes back to that root of that word, S-A-N, sanctified, goes back to sanitize, right? Meaning he has to clean you from your filth, all right? Because you won't listen to the prophets, so he's going to make you a living sacrifice in the thermonuclear war, all right? Says, and I will bring you into the wilderness and I will bring you into the wilderness of the people. And I'm actually on verse 35. And there will I plead with you face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. So will I plead with you, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right, and I'm going to go to Numbers. We're going to read some Numbers. Because, you spirits, you people who don't want to hearken to the truth, because we talk about regeneration and the reincarnation of the souls and the people on earth. There's nothing new under the sun, like the King Solomon said in Ecclesiastes. Well, you same wicked souls who were wicked during the during the Exodus, because remember, after Israel was taken out of Egypt, you had a bunch of wicked souls complaining, saying they wanted to go back into the comforts of Egypt, right? They were delivered. Moses delivered them out of their persecution, and then they began to. First, they made the golden calf and worshipped the golden calf, and then they started complaining to Moses because they were dying and they were they didn't have the comforts of Egypt, right? That's the same way you people, you 2/3 are. You're gonna be all pissed off, when because you're so used to Babylon America and the comforts and the victuals, which is like affordable food, cheap food, all your comforts all your delicacies that you have in Babylon America. You're not gonna be able to leave that thing. Part of it is because you're so committed to Babylon that you can't even see the truth when it's in your face. All right, you got your head stuck up your ass. There's no other way to put it. Numbers, we're going to go to 11:1. And here it is. This is you people who were complaining in the wilderness. You people your spirit is back again in Babylon America, and you're not gonna hearken to this truth. All right, that's why you're gonna be destroyed and killed through the thermonuclear fire. All right, because your wicked ass spirit has been wicked since the beginning. All right, and here's Numbers 11:1. It says, and when the people complained, it displeased Yahweh, and Elohim. And the Elohim heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of Elohim burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. All right, and this was actually dealing with a chariot, a so-called UFO that burned them up. And the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto Elohim, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of the Elohim burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, and the melons, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. And the manna was a coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. All right, so I'm not going to keep reading, but you get the point. The wicked spirits of Israel, and the mixed multitude being those, confusion of face, being those people that were, the descendants of, their father was Israelite man, their mother was a heathen, so they look like the other nations, which they call that a confusion of face in the scriptures. These wicked ass people, following to their lusts, and they wanted to go back to Egypt where they could eat fish and cucumbers and melons, and they had their delicacies in when they were in slavery, right? And even happened in the slavery in America. Slaves would escape from their masters, and in some cases they would go back to becoming a slave because they were not capable, or they weren't able to to live without the comforts of their condition that they were in while they were enslaved. This is dealing with the Egyptian in Numbers, but in America it was dealing with the Edomite, who is spiritually Egypt, right, according to the scriptures in Revelation. So there's nothing new under the sun. You 2/3, you guys are going to complain when Yahweh delivers you, and he's actually not going to deliver you because of your wicked spirit, just like you did in the wilderness after you were delivered out of Egypt, all right? You basically sellouts, you know what I mean? It's a better way to explain what your spirit is, a sellout. If you can't, and it's a punishment, because we brought out that Yahweh was going to scatter us among the heathen or among the nations, and then you're going to serve wood and stone, which are basically false gods, and you're not going to serve the true power of Israel. But the men of the truth, we coming into remembrance of who we are. We've been diligent ever since we come into the remembrance. Now our job is to feed the flock, meaning feed the elect, feed the prophets. Really, that's the only ones we care about, are the prophets. Because the other ones,